Last time on The Great Ace Attorney 2.
What's important is that Mr Shamspeare isn't, in fact, dead at all. Once he's come round and he's able to tell us what happened, we'll be able to get you released. It would sure be inconvenient if, much like Miss Olive Green, he was in hospital for the entire duration of the trial and not able to communicate anything until afterwards, after I've had to find a bunch of evidence to exonerate you in spite of the fact that he's still alive. As you might have heard, the victim, Mr Shamspeare, was just unconscious. He's come around now. He's still being treated by the doctors, but we've managed to get a written statement from him already. And then we work our way into the bad news.
Oh, is that wonderful, Mr Natsume?
Oh, thank goodness. It's all over then. I can leave this somber
No. Sorry, no, that's not on the cards.
What?
Mr Shamspeare has implicated someone as being responsible for what happened last night. Implicated someone?
Oh dear.
You don't mean...
Yeah,
The incident occurred at the Geradeb household where the defendant has lodgings.
There's that bloody spotlight again. Has everybody got them?
In the ground floor of the victim, Mr. William Shamspeare. In the ground floor room. The defendant has already admitted to visiting the victim on the night in question.
Did you say in the ground floor of the victim?
Yes.
That shit was dirty.
In the
I missed
ground
that.
floor... Oh, yes, my lord. Romeo and Juliet. Who was stronger? It was profoundly pleasurable parley.
My goodness.
Romeo and Juliet. Who was stronger?
I know I'm going to regret asking this, but how did the debate go?
Well, we both agreed that we would reach a conclusion more quickly with a reenactment.
Oh God.
So we battled it out in a Greco-Roman style, naturally.
So, when you said a reenactment, you mean you were actually in costume?
He as Romeo,
Oh,
and
of
I as Juliet.
Oh.
God's sake.
And after a vigorous...
The game is doing the work for us!
And after a vigorous wild tussle, I, as Juliet, came out on top. A victory I'll cherish forever!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Disillusion Plays The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we play the games and do the voices. Before we hop on in, I'm Taylor.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Sarah.
Yeah.
All right. And as a little reminder, if you do like what we do, why don't you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and ring that bell to receive notifications about when we post new content. And feel free to leave a comment down below, because we really do like reading them and responding to them. And yeah.
Ring that jingle bell, baby.
Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to receive notifications about when new content is posted.
Is it? Oh, what fun it is to watch your favorite YouTubers on YouTube and receive notifications, as you say.
Oh, what fun it is to watch Disillusion Plays.
Disillusion plays, hey!
Disillusion plays, disillusion all the way.
Which
Didn't realise it was disillusioned as carol singers at this point.
I didn't
Why don't you
realise.
sit down and watch us on a cold winter's day? Hey!
Hey. There you go. I joined in. I'm not singing though.
Watching the content on YouTube.
Can I actually say my line?
Yes, you may say your line.
Thank you.
Oh!
Say the line, say the line, say the line right now.
Important thing, by the way, guys. I remembered we need to look at the thing, the medical report.
Well done.
Yes.
You remembered.
I remembered a thing. Just thought it was important.
I just thought I'd let you know. I've updated it.
Hedgeworth, you're not even in this game. And it's not an autopsy report, it's a medical report.
It's the same thing.
Oh, yes.
Check the medical
Just so you know,
report.
I've updated the medical record.
Why would he do it? He's not-
Because he's not Edgeworth, because Edgeworth isn't alive yet.
Well, he's not here. They specifically called him out as
Yeah.
not being.
Because he's out updating the medical report.
my
Goodness. Use your imagination, man.
Hurley, you shouldn't be messing with evidence. I've told you before.
It's not messing when it's the truth.
All of the other lawyers used to laugh and call him
Sasato,
names.
just say the
They
thing.
wouldn't let Ryunosuke
Sasato!
join in any prosecutor games.
No.
Sasato.
No.
Say the line.
Nope.
Please.
Nope.
We're gonna lose all our subscribers. No one's gonna want to
You
watch.
probably brought more in.
No one wants to watch Susato ignores. Susato's silence.
I'm afraid so.
Ye.
As things stand, the jurors are sure to find Mr. Natsume guilty.
Oh God, no!
You stop listening.
As I see it, what we need to focus on is the poison in the tea. Let's listen carefully to this testimony again.
Yes.
Oh, little camera shake there with the
Yeah.
yes. It's like,
It wasn't
yes!
one of ours.
right.
So let's check the report.
Let us
report.
look at the report. A report issued by Scottish Yard's medical officer.
All right, Blenmoir Blanc.
It obviously mentions the poison as well as other details gleaned during
Didn't
the
realize
police
this was
investigation.
Danganronpa.
What? The medical report about the poisoning mentions the poison?
Victim Will.I.am Shamspeare.
Will.I.am. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Cause of
31.
coma.
Oh, wow, he's the same age as me. Damn.
Ingestion of a small quantity of strychnine. Toxic effects present 30 minutes after ingestion. High likelihood of the substance having been mixed with the tea the victim was drinking. But no sample could be obtained for testing. Investigative conclusions. The poisoning incident occurred at around 1:30 a.m. on the 21st of February. Assessed from the victim's pocket watch that appears to have been broken when the man collapsed after the delayed onset of symptoms. Damn, I nearly got through the whole thing.
superior to have a clock inside your chest!
No container for the poison was found at the scene.
So, when did Soseki leave?
You said 11 p.m.?
The 1:30 is a lot later than half an hour.
Yes. We don't.
When I
yeah,
visited
we-
my neighbor and I took some tea with me as a gift. We had a heated literary debate. Left about 11. Left about around 11.
Right. Well, we did press, so I feel like we can just present this. Yes.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Hang on. This is an Ace Attorney game. We'd best do a safety save. You never know.
Is it? Would it? Yeah.
Well, because it contradicts. So let's do it.
Is it on his?
Or actually-
what does Gregson say?
No, so that's right, because Gregson talked about how it was 30 minutes past the onset, I think, so. Strychnine, people don't kill over immediately after taking it.
Perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. Nope. I think the other one.
Because I thought he said it needs to focus on Gregson's statement. What Gregson said.
Well, we're basically trying to say that Soseki isn't guilty on this, right? So if Soseki says he leaves at that time, and then this report says that the poisoning occurred at 1:30 a.m., which is well after when Soseki left. I mean, that sounds like it's in
I think it would
Soseki's
either be
favor.
this statement or the one that he said where it says it takes time to work, would be my guess. Oh,
was-
objection!
Yeah, it was this one.
Mr.
That was
Natsume,
right.
you say it was 11 p.m. when you left to return to your room, correct?
11! 11! Yes!
And Inspector Gregson, can we rely on the information in the medical report unconditionally until it gets changed posthumously?
Of course we can. There's no problem with that report, sunshine.
Oh, smug.
Actually, I think there's a very big problem. Because there's a chronological inconsistency between it and the defendant's testimony.
A chrono what? What are you on about?
Use your English, man!
Don't be using those big brain words with me, Sunshine.
According to this report, the victim must have consumed the poison at around 1:30 in the morning. And yet, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, left the victim's room at 11.
Oh, there's the face.
Shoot.
Yes, that's right. There's more than 2 hours of missing time there.
Oh, I can feel the paydock coming. In other words, if there was poison in the tea that Mr. Natsume brought to the victim's room, how could the victim have fallen ill to it 2.5 full hours after the defendant left? Ah!
Ah! You made me jump.
So the container will be that little red dot in the soap, right?
Oh, could be, actually.
You know, the little red dot that was partially transparent, but that's probably where it is.
The defense's argument is entirely reasonable. How do you respond, Lord Van Zieks?
No.
It's always the same.
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And crash.
Yeah. Pray, forgive the discourtesy if my mind has wandered.
Oh, I'm sorry, are we boring you?
I was considering what cuisine would best complement the contents of my hallowed chalice this luncheon.
Rude.
How could it have happened, you ask? I do hate to shatter illusions, but my Nipponese friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea.
You'll never see it coming? A phantom?
It's so hard to imagine that the victim...
Is it?
Is it... Sorry. Cuisine on the mind. Is it so hard to imagine that the victim drank his tea after the accused had left? For example,
Yeah, cold tea.
at the time stated in the medical report, yes, at around 1:30.
Objection!
I hadn't finished.
Mr. Nate brought the
Mr. Natsume. That was a
Mr.
weird-
Natsume brought the tea with him to drink together
Mr.
with his
brought
neighbor.
some tea.
Mr.
Oh,
Natsume brought some.
That was a really weird slip of the tongue that time. Just
Yeah. What did the constable call him? What did they say his last name was?
saucy nutmeg.
saucy nutmeg, yeah.
Mr. Saucy Nutmeg. And in Japan, there is a well-known saying: drink tea while it's hot.
Objection! And in my country, there is an even more apt saying. There is nothing more refreshing than cold
Oh,
tea.
get out.
What?
Get out. That is... No. That is sacrilege.
In winter. In the middle of winter.
Because if there's one thing that you really need when you're freezing cold, it's to be refreshed with an iced drink. It's like...
The point is, if there was such a long gap, there may be other ways to explain how the victim came to be poisoned. Other possibilities.
What sort of possibilities, Counsel?
Shoot, I haven't thought that far ahead.
The eyes. Oh no.
The soap.
Well, for example, the man could have had another visitor.
Another visitor? That's a very bold assertion, my learned friend. From someone who has nothing to substantiate it.
Oh yeah, like you have any way to substantiate that he drank his tea 2.5 hours after it was left there.
I said it happened and so
Or-
it did.
Or the victim could have taken the poison of his own volition.
You suggest this may have been a suicide, Counsel? Objection! Mr. Shamspeare has categorically denied suicide. The idea can and must be discounted.
Objection! Owie.
Wet slap.
What a slap.
But he could be lying.
Wet slap.
What, it's okay for you to just throw bandy words about, but I can't, I see.
Well, never forget, this is the same game where it's like, yes, I stabbed her, and that alone proves that I'm innocent.
Well, that's
No,
true.
no, it doesn't.
Is something wrong, Lord Van Zieks? I was listening to the sound of the carriage pulling up outside the courtroom. Pray, forgive the discourtesy.
Carriage? What carriage?
It would seem that the key player in this case has just arrived.
Oh, yes, the carriage. Hold it!
Oh, it's not him.
No.
Who is it?
Oh,
Who is it?
spirit!
Oh, it's
Out,
him.
out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow.
No, here he is.
A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more.
Oh, God.
It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
His flipping face, man.
Oh,
It's the
no.
mouth shapes.
Who, sir, are you?
William Shamspeare, my lord. Alas, 'twas I, undone by these bitter events. I am the victim.
But he's like, but you're here. So, like,
But you're alive.
But I was still wronged, my good sir.
oh no, it's
And I
it's Luke
intend to
Atme.
have satisfaction.
Is Luke Atme a descendant of William Shamspeare?
I mean, well,
Yes.
Sham. I mean, it's in the name.
Atme.
At me, Shamspeare. What? What? What's he doing here, Owie?
Ow! My face! The prosecution seeks to call this gentleman to the stand.
Ah, but I have already been called. I have
With-
called upon myself to arrive.
With his testimony, my learned friend's futile resistance will be utterly crushed.
You're calling him as a witness.
Very well, counsel. I grant your request with interest.
No, you don't have to. You really
I'm-
don't.
I'm curious to discover what the court shall hear from the victim himself.
Oi! You watch when you swing of that thing, you pampered little so-and-so.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Happy am I, Shamspeare, to regale thee with my tale of woe, my lord.
Oh, but I still have my own tale to tell. My own tale of worse woe. Also, you sound different since being poisoned. What's it done to your
Yes,
voice?
well,
I am an actor.
I'm afraid that the strychnine has attacked my vocal cords.
I can regale the court with the tale of my perfect innocence in perfect English.
But not at a reasonable volume, I suppose.
Everyone's Apple Watches are like, oh, this is exceeding 100 decibels. You need to leave the building.
Jesus.
I thought you were gonna say everyone's Apple Watch is like, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that. Did I ask you?
Well, no,
Well, that's
that
true.
would be to everyone's Alexas.
Yeah.
Everyone's Amazon Echo.
That will do, Mr. Natsume. Let the court now hear from the victim. Oh, that will do, Mr. Natsume.
Oh my
my
god,
God.
the face. Aha. Oh,
Oh, there's his friend.
Oh, there's this guy as well. Oh no, the voice.
All right, so that's Mr. Shamspeare. But who's that other man beside him?
Now, this was a sort of bawdy sort of voice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was it.
Oh, yeah, sure, yes.
Where's that soap?
Yeah.
soap?
Where's that soap?
Yeah, I think I remember.
Yes, I think.
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee. Bumblebee.
Yes, I think. I feel sure that we've caught a glimpse of that man before.
Yeah, I do remember catching a glimpse of these two and thinking, when are they going to appear in the game? Oh,
Yeah.
they didn't.
No, they didn't. They
It's
didn't.
like, okay. State your names and occupations for the court, please. Witnesses.
A writer of words so sweet they do scent the breeze. An inventor of ideas so profound they compose the earth.
For frick's sake, this voice.
Just your occupation will do and your name.
I mean, it is perfect, but it's like, for God's sake, freaking look at me again. It's just the same guy.
Why not?
After a long-awaited absence, I must say.
I mean, yeah.
You can't
The
rush
unrivaled poet. The unmatched scribe. William Shakespeare. What? Were the great bard to be recalled to life anew, lo, what a magnificent man. Good fellows, I am he who ponders such a miracle, William Shamspeare.
Oh,
Meter.
the name's Metermann.
There you go, there's the B!
Adrian B. Metermann.
Adrian B. Metermann. Oh, so the name's Metermann. Adrian B. Metermann. Not sure what the pun is here. I work for the Altamont Gas Company, East End branch office. Altamont.
My dear fellow, it would appear that you have the jaundice because your eyes are quite yellow, which is a bit disturbing.
That's just the cap. It's the radiosity from the cap. Don't you know
Well,
that
and
light...
obviously Meter Man because he looks at the gas meter, but I don't know
Yeah.
what the Adrian B bit is.
No.
Don't you know that light reflects off surfaces in such a way that, like, if you've got a light colour, it will reflect, it will impart some of its colour onto the other surfaces. And that, my dear friend, is why my eyes look somewhat yellow.
I'm sure, because I don't want to spoil it by looking it up, because inevitably it's like, and this has happened before, where it's like you try to look up an Ace Attorney character's pun name, and then just like the first line is, by the way, this person is the murderer.
It's like, by the way, he's dead. That's the
and
murderer.
So, if anyone in the audience wants to point out what the pun is, we would surely appreciate it.
Yes.
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 I remember now. It was yesterday on Briar Road.
Oh yes, she's right. It's him.
Actually, before that as well.
Oh, what's this? What's that man doing over there?
I'm just reading the meter from outside.
He looks like he's trying to see into Soseki-san's lodgings.
Is something wrong, Mr. Narrowholder?
Excuse me? Could we have a word?
Oh, crap. Best do a run. Oh!
Boy.
Yeah, it was the pose. Was it?
Can you force?
Yeah.
I'll reject more humanity, Jojo. Yes, we spotted him outside Mr. Gerardeb's house that morning. And he's a gas company employee. What does he have to do with this case?
So, Mr. William Shamspeare, you are the victim in this miserable affair, correct?
Oh heaven, oh hell. Do you command me to remember that sweet poison that didst cross me and cross mine innocent lips?
I subpoenaed him for the trial. With his doctor's permission, naturally.
Oh yes, and then I went to go sit in the jury. It's all very exciting.
Hearing the testimony of the aggrieved will remove any room for doubt from the jurors' minds, I'm sure.
Behold, you have only to rearrange the letters of my name to see that me's a seraph, an angel indeed.
That's just so bad. That cringe. It's just so cringe.
All artists are not appreciated within their time, but are rejoiced after they have perished from this earth. Truly the greatest tragedy of all. Thus be I noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart, as all heavenly angels be, as every heavenly angels be. Thank you.
You ruddy sham.
Because there isn't a less contrived meaning in your name. No, not at all.
Jurors seem to be very moved by this man, I'm afraid.
Are they gonna look it on the? Oh,
no.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
They're actually taking this serif anagram idea seriously.
What's that you're saying?
A cutter.
Thank you.
Did he say
witnesses.
cut it?
Thank you, witnesses, for your illuminating introductions.
But my lord, what's the man next to Mr. Shamspeare doing here? The gasman, I mean.
What? Me? Well, now.
Allow me to.
He might be the only person with a bigger chin than freaking
Nash.
Nash. Yeah.
Allow
You know,
me.
Nash's is longer, but his has more volume.
Yes, it's wider. It's
It's
got more
got
girth.
less length and more girth.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Allow me to enlighten my learned friend. You recall, I presume, your earlier impertinence? When you suggested that the victim had another visitor to his room on the night in question. And, moreover, that the victim is a compulsive liar.
I don't believe I mentioned compulsive. What? No, I didn't quite say that.
You what, mate?
This young chin stroker here. Sorry, this young chin stroker is here to controvert your wild claims.
Young?
Conclusively.
I don't know about young.
Is that not so, Mr. Metermann?
Hey, hang on. No. I'm just here.
For that soap.
Oh. I'm just here for that
Yo.
delightful soap. Ooh.
I'm wondering how young this guy actually is, because he doesn't look that
It's like he's 21.
He's 21, or he's like this nice young Mr. Metermann, 52. 23.
Come on!
He looks like freaking
That's a hard 23. My man's been
He looks like
rode
Victor
hard and
Kudo.
left and put away wet.
He looks like
Jesus.
Victor Kudo, man.
Christ wagons. If I looked like that at 23, I'd have been somebody planning my funeral, I think.
But notice this, right? Gregson is only 2 years younger than Mr. Garadeb. And Mr. Garadeb looks like he's
and
been through...
Shamspeare's bloody 31. It's like, hang on a minute.
And
Hang on a minute.
I mean, Mr. Garadeb, rightly so, looks like he's been through a war or 2 or 10.
Well, he has.
I know. Gregson, 2 years younger, does not
That's
look
what war
anything
does
like
to you,
it.
I guess. How old's Soseki?
Oh, Soseki. 33.
Jesus.
You know, even for all his stress, he looks younger than freaking Meter Man over there.
Wait a sec! Sholmes is 34! And Sholmes looks like a wee burn! He looks like a little baby boy! Like...
Good genes, I guess.
What is happening?
Wow. I want to look
Yeah,
like
that-
Herlock at 34. Like Christ.
Oh, jeez. Sasato's 16. I didn't even...
What?
Oof.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
Oof.
Ooh.
Didn't realize that.
No, I didn't. Oh.
Jeez. She's not that much older than Iris. Anyway.
God.
Anyway.
Wow.
Okay.
The fact that, that she's closer to Iris in age than she is to, like, any of us is a little disconcerting.
So, yeah. So that was eye-opening. Anyway.
So I feel... I don't know how I feel right now.
I mean, she does kind of do the pearl thing a little bit, right? Where it's sort of like, you know...
might tell the court as lucidly as possible what happened on the night in question.
One may smile and be a villain. Yes, it doth pain me, but let the truth be spoken. The truth of that wintry night of my discontent. But yeah, that is a hard 23 to be sure. That's
For sure, yeah.
Absolutely. All right.
The snow lay about. My neighbor did cometh in the evening, bearing a gift of tea.
I noticed how you emphasized the cometh there, Taylor.
I saideth nothing. But marry, bitter was his drink, and when he left I did fall prostrate on my table.
My goodness.
'Twas the tea alone did pass my lips that late hour. Not else. Isn't not spelled with an A?
I'm not sure. Like,
I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room. No one else visited his room but that short little round-backed Eastern fella.
Why on earth were you
But
stood outside?
why were you...
Because...
Wait, what did you say?
Nothing.
You were keeping an eye on Mr. Shamspeare's room all night?
No.
Well, I'm quite partial to Greco-Roman
That's right.
Roman wrestling.
Of course. The bloke's window is all but blocked up, innit? But there's a little gap in the bricks where you can see...
what the hell?
But there's a
That was a
little
bit
gap in
creepy.
the bricks where you can see into the room. So I spent the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering as I peered in through that.
The question is, sir, why?
Yeah, I'd like to
Yes.
know.
What?
Well now, that's because he's on my list.
What a piece of work is a man. Wherefore wouldst thou not stare in wonderment?
What are you talking about?
This buzzing busybody hath not part in this play. I pray thee, pay him no heed. Make no more ado about his tedious words.
Then why is he here right now? It's like,
What you
Oh,
say
okay,
about
yeah,
me?
definitely Bumblebee.
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
Bumblebee.
What you say about me?
About B.
calm yourself. This court is concerned with what happened on the night in question. Nothing more.
Indeed, that is so.
I don't know. I mean, I feel as if the person watching through the window who has him on a list might be somewhat incentivized to do something to him. But, you know.
And as the testimony we have just heard, clearly reveals, there was no one other than the accused present at the time who could have carried out this crime. Really?
Oh no.
Really?
I've started to rhyme.
Really? Like, not the other guy outside the whole
Not
time?
the other guy outside,
No,
yeah.
couldn't possibly have done anything, especially with him, like, peering through a crack in the wall.
Oh God, I did the gasp.
Oh, no.
That was a mistake.
Okay.
I'm all right. Show must go on.
Well, I believe this may be the final testimony of the trial.
Oh no, no, I don't
Really?
think so. We're only 2 hours in. We're not even 2 hours in. There's no flipping way.
Now, counsel, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination.
Yes, my lord.
I just want to punch the
Hello.
face. I want to punch him in his stupid face.
Thou couldst attempt to strike me, but wherefore wouldst thou?
Right.
Oh, now I'm just turning into Urianger from Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh no.
Not Urianga.
Hold it! To be clear, by neighbor, you are referring to the defendant, Mr. Natsume? Oh, indeed, sire. Perchance thou wouldst that I call him the man from upstairs?
And at what time did the mustachioed Nipponese visit you in your room?
Our meeting was promised for the hour of 9, and lo did he come to tender a gift of fragrant tea.
Details of which are in accordance with the defendant's own testimony. Yes.
So this is what bothers me. You can't see it from this angle, but like from the front angle, it's like clear that the ruffs and everything aren't like modeled around the hands. They're just like clearly just stuck on there on top of
that's
the
solid,
mesh.
yeah.
And we were broiled in such literary debate as history hath not seen before.
I mean, do remember that this game was on 3DS, right?
Yeah, I can imagine that'd have been an utter
I don't.
son of a to model as well.
Well, I just think it's more that the it's not the most powerful piece of hardware. You know what I mean? So like, I don't believe that they've like enhanced the geometry of the models. I think they've increased the quality of the textures, but I'm pretty sure that the models have the same fidelity that they had before. So yeah, that's probably why it's not got that extra detail there.
By which I presume he means...
A discussion about who is the stronger, Romeo or Juliet.
There you go. See?
Oh, I see.
See? It's not even centered. They just had the hand jutting out from in there.
It's whatever his hands are doing, I suppose. Like, when you say whether they're centered, it'll be like whatever pose his hands are doing.
Yeah.
I, Shamspeare, did play the part of young Romeo, whilst my neighbor played the fair Juliet. Though the mustache, I must say, was a bit off-putting. Each of us dressed as would our characters be, to bring weight upon our merry experiment.
And there we are. So that explains, as I say, what our commenter friend was saying before about the ladies' underwear.
Yes.
There we go. It seems like so the idea of Soseki in women's undergarments is not an image that I want to.
No.
I put on women's clothing and hang around in bars. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He sleeps all night. He works all day.
Oh dear.
All right.
Have you guys never heard that Monty Python bit?
I don't think I have.
I've heard
Really?
the song. I don't think I've seen the actual sketch.
No, I've not seen all of the Monty Python's sketches. The Monty
Wow.
Python sketches. I certainly know of some, but I've not seen them all. It's not. I know it might seem that because we're British that it's mandatory viewing, but it actually isn't.
Shamspeare has very tiny biceps.
Yes.
He's not a strong boy.
No.
Have you read this one, Tim?
I did read the line.
Ah, apologies.
I dare not imagine the scene.
Frailty, thy name is woman. Canst thou imagine how dismayed I was? Yes, I had heard of the far eastern art of jiu-jitsu, but... Ne'er did I dream 'twould be a skill practiced by the comely maiden. Juliet beat Romeo up. This is not helping our case.
Does that mean the Sasato takedown was actually a Juliet takedown?
Well, actually, it's kind of inaccurate because the art of jiu-jitsu wasn't developed in Japan. In Japan, the art is primarily called judo, but it migrated to South America later on, where it was turned into jiu-jitsu. So Shamspeare referring to it as such is technically inaccurate for the time period.
Is this correct, Taylor, or are you just spouting nonsense?
I believe it is correct. I might be wrong about the continent. But yeah, originally it was jiu-jitsu's kind of a mix of judo and other stuff. Wasn't a...
Because I know of
Like-
I know of judo for sure. I didn't realize that it was that it's a combination. Jiu-jitsu is a combination, though. Anyway,
I believe the court has heard enough about your earth-shattering literary debate.
This is where someone in the comments actually knows what they're talking about. It's like, actually, you're wrong.
yeah.
But, you know.
Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea that the accused brought to your room?
My liege, I am thy servant. Gladly I would do thy bidding.
Well, then could you please do it faster?
Hold it! Let me stop you there. Mr. Natsume left your room at 11 o'clock, but it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. That amounts to more than 3 hours of missing time. Boogie woogie woogie. Boogie woogie woogie. Boogie woogie woogie.
Boogie Wonderland over there.
If the defendant had really put the poison into your tea, that 3-hour window of time is something you're going to have to explain. Gladly. 'Tis an easy task, as I dance.
As I
so
shimmy.
on the world stage. What? I did drink of the tea while my guest did tarry, but after I did drink of the tea. No, I did drink of the tea not while my guest did tarry, but after he took leave of me. Faith, 'twas stone cold, but at 1 hour post midnight, verily were my lips parched. Objection! That doesn't sound normal. Is there anything normal about me, good man? Nay, 'tis quite ordinary, sire. After all, thou wouldst recall our fiery debate. Amidst such argument, there'd be no time for fiery tea. Romeo and Juliet again. And who was stronger?
Mr. Shamspeare, in summary, allow me to confirm. Did you not come here with the intention of naming your attacker?
But of course, my liege. 'Twas the stupid lover of words did attempt to shuffle me off this mortal coil. Ugh, we all know what that means. What? None of this makes any sense. I don't know what he's saying. Can someone translate?
I just like the idea that it's the other judge. It's like, is he like just in the audience? It's like,
No, he and the other guy sort of have the same voice, but... Hold it! So, you didn't have any kind of evening meal? Dinner? Supper? Second breakfast? Ha! Is it fire fee?
Bye.
Fie on luxury, fie on gluttony. To eat thrice daily is but a waste of time, and definitely not because I'm stone cold poor. Sorry? I would that my belly were full, no more oft than the sun doth rise. Hippity, hoppity, hippity.
Well, I guess he's recovered.
He's turned into the other witness. Oh my goodness, the coachman, carriageman. No,
No.
the hatter. The guy who makes
Yes, the Hatter.
Yeah.
Yes.
First.
Yes.
Mr. First. Can't remember his first name.
Colin? Colin first?
No, isn't that?
That's Colin First.
That's the YouTuber.
He's a YouTuber.
Oh.
It was Mr. First, but I can't remember if he had a first name, what his first name was.
Well, most heroic eating habits, I must say.
Night, hip, and day, hop. Do I fill my hours with learned study of the great bard and play right?
I'm knackered.
No, hence is it that there doth not in my chamber be than the costumes of mine art.
That would appear to be the case, as even a rodent was found starved to death in your room.
Now that I think of it, it's not just food that was conspicuously missing from that room, is it? I don't recall seeing a single play or script anywhere.
Yeah.
For I have devoured them all.
No,
Oh,
see,
God.
I like the idea that it's like he's learned them all.
He eats
but
the
then
books.
but then the reality is he's so poor he just ate them because he needed something.
You've eaten them? Every word be within my skull. Didst thou imagine otherwise? Right, that wasn't misleading at all. Now, could you turn around, do you think?
Which
Turn
brings
around, bright
Which
eyes.
brings us to the conclusion that the only way the poison could have passed the victim's lips is in the tea.
I say, he's not being a very good actor because you're not supposed to turn your back on the audience.
That's true, that's true.
Boom. I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold.
Yeah, I really don't get
Hold it!
this.
But the windows of that house have all been filled in. Window tax.
Yeah, a historical artifact of the now defunct window tax.
There it is.
Thank you, Susato.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're right there. All bricked up horribly. But, as it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up.
And how would you know?
I was looking in through that gap. That's how I know.
Yes, there were a few bricks loose, weren't there?
Yeah.
Yes, there are definitely a few bricks loose somewhere, but I'm not sure if it's only in the house. And for some strange reason, a couple of bars of soap lined up on the ledge outside as well.
Nope. I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business, especially on
account of it's registered as a lethal weapon.
freezing cold nights.
Well, I should unlock now, so you can't help it.
But them's me orders. So that's what I'll keep doing. as long as there's a breath in my body.
Well, you sure I'm going to get hypothermia and it ain't going to be but for much longer? Because, I mean, I'm 23, but I don't look it.
What's with all the theatricals today?
As a member of the Busy Bee Society,
Busy bee.
I will... I must respect McQueen's orders.
God save the
Majesty...
No, more like the busy. No, the more like the Busy Bobby Society.
He's not a Bobby, though.
Bobby.
Bobby.
Out of interest, Mr. Metermann, after the accused had left and returned to his own lodgings, did you see the victim leave the room at all?
No, he never left. He was in that room the whole time, as far as I'm concerned.
He kind of looks like a puppet.
And we can therefore discount the possibility of suicide.
Gasp. How can you be sure of that?
The police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know the victim didn't leave his room, and hence didn't dispose of the poison's chamber himself, container. Himself, the poison's vessel himself, it's clear that this was no attempted suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle.
Oh, yes. Lucidly explained, Counsel, just as I asked. Thank you.
It really was. You can't argue with the logic. Which is a real problem, because I have to argue with the logic. Hold it! You say a short little round-backed Eastern fella. I'm sorry. You say, a short little round-backed Eastern fella. So you can't be short, was the defendant then?
Have you got to take the mickey out of my voice while you recite my words? Objection!
Be more accurate.
How many other short little round-backed Nipponese with a moustache do you think there are in London?
That's just rude.
Well, of course, it's only a narrow gap and it was quite dark, so I didn't notice the moustache. All I noticed was the beautiful woman who was in the room with him.
Oh, no.
But he showed up at around...
Oh, you don't think? I mean, I know I've floated the idea, but he's like,
I couldn't help but look in because she was so beautiful.
Oh, no.
and then it's like,
You peeping Tom!
But he showed up...
Maybe the whole idea is that he's actually a really big fan of Shamspeare's performances, and so he just hunkers outside his window to watch,
Yeah,
but
he's
can't
just
bring
a
himself to
stalker.
acknowledge it.
maybe.
But he showed up at around 9, so I'm pretty sure of myself.
And when the person you saw arrived, did he and Mr. Shamspeare drink tea together?
Nah, sorry, I couldn't say.
Why not?
Because I couldn't see into the room all that well, could I? But what I did see was the silhouette of that little round-backed fella wearing a pretty dress. Then the pair of them started some kind of wrestling match. I tell you, I didn't know what to make of it.
Oh, dear.
Neither do the rest of us.
I don't want to think about it. I suppose that was the Romeo and Juliet's championship battle getting underway.
Yes,
Yes,
Mrs. Zato,
you
thank
keep
you.
calling it that.
What really made it weird was when they got out the grease.
Oh, started lubing themselves up with some of that soap.
I just don't even know what to say to that. Mr. Metermann, allow me to confirm one final time. Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question?
No
Wow, the
question.
jiggle. Did you see the jiggle?
Oh,
I did not.
No question. Gasman's honor.
Was the jiggle on his chin?
His stand is
Yeah.
called Gas Man.
no. Yeah, he flicked his chin and it went with a right wobble.
Hold it!
Soseki?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not me.
Oh no.
Hold it!
Mr. Fairplay.
My lord!
Goodness me. Yes, Mr. Foreman?
I have kept my mouth shut and listened up to now, but this has gone on long enough. Are you all with me?
Yes.
Yes!
Sorry, what? Could you repeat that?
Are we to understand that you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are in agreement with one another? That you've reached a unanimous decision?
Too right we have. Are you all with me?
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes!
Sorry.
Wait, no! The defense is in the middle of a cross-examination!
To be honest, I was holding out a bit of hope for you, young man. Especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused leaving the victim's room.
Yes, the 3 missing hours, as you put it.
But in the end, what difference do they make? None, as far as I can see.
And since that's now apparent, there's really no reason to delay our decision any longer.
Like I was saying before, if I don't take 5 bob home with me tonight, the missus will blow her top.
No,
Not in the good way.
It's just not relevant.
What's that? Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said.
You know, you're a surgeon. You obviously have another sort of job as a surgeon. Maybe you can fix your hearing.
You can't operate.
Doctor, the patient is flatlining. What? Sorry? Could you repeat the beep?
You can't operate on your own ears, madam. You can't operate on yourself.
Very well. Let the court be apprised. Let the court be apprised of your decisions.
You know what would be a really funny twist is if they all said he was innocent and then Van Zeeks demanded a summation.
Oh, darn.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings as to the defendant's culpability.
I'm pretty sure they
Guilty.
can't do that, though, because they haven't heard all of the
No,
evidence.
guilty.
Guilty?
Guilty.
Guilty.
Sorry.
Guilty.
Oh.
Oh
Bugger.
dear, here we go again.
Oh.
Here we go!
That's
not the voice.
All of you.
Here we go! That's not the voice. Yes, it was!
All of you?
Well, it would appear that the jury is indeed unanimous.
It looks like I've got my work cut out for me. Wait, no, that's the wrong phrase. It looks like my work here is done. So, this time at least, it seems justice will be done. All's well that ends well, as they say. This calls for a toast, I feel. To the guilty being punished.
Ah. Ugh.
Get up, Mr. Naruhodo, please. The trial isn't over yet.
What do you mean, Mr. Zato?
For goodness sake, you've used it enough times. What about the information I
Really?
found?
You've forgotten.
What about the information I found in this encyclopedia of British law I have? That obscure right that belongs to the defense in these situations. Remember?
A summation examination.
Exam. You're doing it again.
Yes, that's right. We don't have a jury in Japanese courts, of course. But here in a British court of law, if we can reverse the decisions of the majority of the jurors, we can force the trial to continue. This trial can't end now. Whatever it takes, I just can't let that happen. The defense moves to invoke its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Why am I not surprised at my learned Nipponese friend's inability to admit defeat?
It's worked for me every other time I've beaten you.
You choose to cling desperately to some archaic rule you barely comprehend, instead of accepting the truth.
Certainly no other defense counsel in recent times has exercised the right to a summation examination.
That's
By
because
golly, I'm
Them
going
being...
that's because they're
But,
rubbish.
yeah, I was going to say, I mean, that's... Well, I mean, the fact that they're stupid doesn't mean I need to be.
Because they all know that once the jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered.
That's demonstrably incorrect.
Nevertheless, the right remains and must be upheld.
What? I'm about to go ahead and flip this jury's opinion right now.
The defense counsel's request is granted. This court will proceed with a summation examination as outlined in the Encyclopedia of British Law.
Thank you, my lord.
Are you and your fellows prepared, Mr. Foreman?
Believe me, my lord, we know all about this young lad's tenacity. And we're ready for it.
Very well. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby call upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he stands accused.
Judicial findings.
The victim may not be well off, but he's a nobleman, and straight up, there's no reason to doubt the man.
Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid.
Well, thank you.
Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a mustache. Very fishy.
Freaking racist.
There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman. For now, at least.
Well, I don't know about gangling, but...
I really don't care. I just need this trial to end quickly.
3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know. Nothing at all.
I didn't ask you, Grandad.
I knew it. Every single one of them seems completely convinced.
It would seem that all the jurors have come to the conclusion that Mr Shamspeare is a fine, upstanding and honest citizen.
Yeah, and there's nothing in his name that might suggest anything otherwise. I mean, I appreciate judging a book by their cover, but I mean, it's in the name!
If you ask me, they've all been bewitched by his strange theatrical movements.
And sadly, nothing Mr Natsume has said appears to have registered at all.
Yes, I mean, he also has strange theatrical movements, but I suppose they're less bewitching. Well, here goes. Let's not forget. I've pleaded with the jury on Soseki-san's half before, and it worked. So you never know!
Before we begin, it might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how a summation examination...
Examination.
It might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how a summation examination works, Mr Naruhodo.
Oh,
Well, you're still very new to British law after all.
no, I've done it at least 52 times, I think. That's true, I suppose. And Soseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands now, too. There's always a chance I might have forgotten some crucial detail. Perhaps I should hear Susato-san out. I wonder, should I let her talk me through it again or not bother?
I think
No need.
I think we're all right, guys, don't you? I think we know what it is.
Well, on your head be it, Mr Naruhodo. Don't come...
Sosat, hush now. We've got this.
Thank you for the kind offer, Mr. Sato. But I've been through plenty of these summation examinations already now.
And then he winks
Well,
At
directly.
least they give you the option
Yeah.
this time.
And then he winks directly at the camera.
Well, don't come crying to me
wink.
if it all goes wrong.
I think it's important that we don't delay the start any longer than necessary, because we're working under a time limit.
Of course, I understand. I am quite sure you're right. If you're confused by anything at any point, you can turn to me for advice whenever you like.
Just press the advice button.
I'll be here for you. When the rain starts to fall.
When the what?
When the rain starts.
When the rain starts to fall.
It's the Friends.
Yep.
Theme.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be there for you.
No, I got it.
So no one told you life
No, I
was
got
gonna
it.
be this way.
I got it. I got it.
Taylor just wanted to sing.
He did.
The key to this is really listening carefully to each juror's statement. Finding two that are contradictory and pitting the corresponding jurors against
I
each
thought
other.
we said that we didn't
Oh,
need.
so even though I was about to
yeah.
say, even though you've said that you remember, I'm going to remind you anyway.
I'm going to remind myself anyway. It's like, oh, look, it's me again. I bet you missed me, didn't you? Would you like to know how to do the thing?
Oh no.
Well, no, there's no green text this time.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
Oh, without further ado, please, counsel, proceed with the summation examination.
Smack. Yes, my lord.
Oh, there he is.
Hello. I'm here as well. How's it going?
Oh, for
Don't I look
goodness sake.
dashing?
For goodness sake, man. Can you hear yourself? Get a load of yourself.
I say, so the victim may or may not be well off, but he's a nobleman, and straight up, there's no reason to doubt the man.
Hold it! Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Couldn't some of them also be liars?
I've no doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, for example.
Absolutely not! Mr Natsume is no liar!
Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was the Japanese man's tea.
Oh, we've got to prove that he ate the soap somehow.
When you take the gas man's testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't be any clearer.
I really hope that I never have a career where it's like I'm just referred to as a gas man. Oh, I'm the gas man. Oh, I'm the gas man. Ah, well, that's alarmingly logical.
But let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman with a gentleman's values. If it turns out that the old if it turns out that the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, I'd gladly change my decision about the defendant. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury would do the same. Isn't that right?
What about the winner? Well, yes, perhaps, though I don't see it happening.
Oh, well, I see how it is. I see how it is.
What's
ooh.
that? Elderly gent on the end here, you know. You'll have to speak up.
He's basically being
said that if you have gentlemanly values, you'll change your mind.
He's basically
Look,
being
I
sexist
really don't
because he's
care
not
about-
included as, you know.
Well, of course, the minds of women can't be trusted in order to think things through logically.
Well, that's
That was a
just
joke
rude, that
statement and
is.
does
Well,
not-
in that case, you can make your decision yourself. I'm off. I see you later.
Look, I really don't care about all this nonsense. I just need this trial to be over.
How many gentlemen do we actually have on the jury, then?
Well, and by my count, I don't think we're entirely all full of gentlemen, but how many do we have, in fact? We're going to have to find out next time because we're out of time.
Oh, no.
Sorry? What was that? I thought
Are you
I
trying
heard.
to
I thought I heard something about time and, like.
Yes, unfortunately, we're out of it, Grandad,
Oh,
so shut
I
up.
don't, no, but I don't think I'm ready for my time to have run out yet. I'm so young. I've got so much to give.
Well, to be honest, you
Please,
look better
no.
than that 23-year-old over there, that's for sure. My God, it looks like his time's already come. Anyway, thank you very much for joining in and watching. If you do like what we do, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the notification bell so you're notified of our video uploads every Wednesday and Saturday.
Yeah.
And until next time, we'll catch you in the next one.
Catch the next one. Have a happy holiday, everybody.
Yeah.
And a happy new year.
And pray remember, dear audience, if you wish to convince people of what you say, simply add wild gesticulations to it as you say it, and they'll be more inclined to believe you. I bid you all a fond farewell, as I do go gently into that good night. And